What a final 2 days the Supreme Court termed 4 major opinions, all victories for conservatives, reminding you yesterday, striking down affirmative action, upholding religious observation, making sure that, again, if you've work an employer and religious accommodations and you worship on Sundays, that was a huge victory. And then today, 2 more huge victories out of the Supreme Court. One, a huge loss for the Biden administration, because this was a major campaign promise that even liberals thought when Biden announced this one for the $20,000 or $10,000 student loan debt forgiveness, that it wasn't going far enough. Problem being, Joe Biden had already acknowledged he didn't have the power to do this as president alone. Nancy Pelosi said he couldn't do it alone, would require legislation. Well, the court picked up on that, and the court decided this student loan forgiveness program does not fall under the HEROES Act, which allows delays to payments. So that was utilized during the COVID pandemic when people were having a tough time economically, that you could delay payments on loans, but you cannot just forgive payments on loans. Yeah. And so that was, again, utilized to say you're stretching that one too far. It doesn't apply here.
We wrote a brief in this case, and this opinion tracks our brief very closely. And what we said was that there was no statutory or constitutional authority for the president to do this. He didn't have the authority to rewrite through his secretary of HHS to rewrite laws involving the purse. In other words, involving finances. The control, what the court said here was the control of the purse, when they say the purse, they meaning the government's spending, is uniquely the role of the United States Congress. The president cannot do that on his own, where he disqualifies or eliminates an asset of the United States without legislative support. And here there was no legislative support for this move. What is significant about this is really a case about presidential action. And President Biden knew he did not have this authority.
Another religious liberty victory. This time, again, kind of just redefining that if you're a small business and more of a creator or an artist to an extent.
First Amendment issue.
That you have First Amendment rights.
The creator of the websites did not support same-sex marriage, which you have a constitutional right to not support it. You have a free speech right. So the question was, could she be compelled to design a website for a position she does not advocate? And she has gay and lesbian customers, plenty of them, she says, and she's happy to do that. This particular creativity she didn't want to do. The court, 6-3, said the First Amendment cannot be used to compel you to make speech you disagree with. And it's not the person. You cannot say, I'm not going to serve black people, I'm not going to serve Jewish people, I'm not going to serve gay and lesbians. You can't say that. That would be a violation of a whole host of laws. But individual acts that require assent, you cannot be compelled to violate your conscience. Last year, Mike, you wrote in August, is kind of predicting, an article for the website for the ACLJ said Biden student debt cancellation is misguided and illegal. And 6 justices of the Supreme Court of the United States said Mike Pompeo was right.
I wish it had been 9 justices. I wish everyone could see the simplicity of the fact that presidents can't use language and statutes in ways that are just made up. And, President Biden himself knew that this was made up. And this has a good policy outcome. That is, people who take on obligations and responsibilities, in this case, student loans, will have the responsibility to repay them. That's as a policy matter, a very good thing. But this case and the 3 others that Jordan referenced a few minutes ago, they each get back to individual responsibility, accountability, and autonomy. And this is certainly that too. This will reduce presidential powers to inflict harm on the American people and restore the capacity of the Congress to actually get it right and to write laws that make sense. I've now read the majority opinion, and it was remarkable in the specific with respect to student loans and really powerful about the shape of our constitutional republic.